Today's video is sponsored by ObamacareAlternative.us. Click the link below for more information.
Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're watching Greenwave TV, alternative media television. I want to thank everybody for calling into our live radio show today. Although we've been having some technical difficulties, in fact our servers just blew up today. We had an abnormal high volume, high level of calls. The radio show, the feed actually went off for the second hour. I had to call in the old-fashioned way to deliver the broadcast. A couple things I want you to be aware of. We put out a host of videos I'm covering, working around the clock the past 48 hours, doing my best to cover the Boston bombing episode, the 2 bombs that went off at the Boston Marathon, which clearly, in my opinion, indicates staged terror. It's got the hallmarks of staged terror, just like Oklahoma City bombing, just like September 11th. Both of the videos that we put out, both highly controversial, but are just a guy exercising his freedom of speech and giving an opinion, showing no graphic images. In fact, there's a lot more graphic images being shown by Fox News and CNN right now. I mean, you can see the bloody, dismembered gore, guts, and bodies, the victims of this tragedy. 2 of our videos that have gone super viral are already being censored by YouTube, Google, the YouTube community. You have to click through an acknowledge link. The recent video I got up today has been flagged for a number of issues by YouTube. So the truth, obviously and evidently, isn't allowed to be spoken. I'm not allowed to ask questions. I'm not allowed to investigate the fact that cell phone towers were knocked down yesterday, that there was bomb-sniffing dogs prior to the event, and there are reports and accounts of that actually taking place. That the mainstream media is showing a constant drip. Maximum blood and guts, maximum gore. You know, it's kind of flashing between your eyes to fear monger the American people. You know, what is a fundamental driver to this story and of this specific terror attack, and one of the reasons I had initially, my initial gut reaction that this was a false flag and staged terror, was the simplicity of the fact that there was a very low casualty count. There's only 3 people dead. I spoke to somebody that actually ran the Boston Marathon yesterday. He said that he was very surprised that there weren't more people killed. This smells rotten. Very low casualty count, only 3 people killed. Hundreds or so plus injured, but maximum exposure for the mainstream media. Takes the terror threat and the terror level to a new high. It compounds the already recognized and pushed propagandized fears of Sandy Hook, of the Jared Loughner's of the world, of the Adam Lanzas, of the Batman James Holmes killers, all on psychotropic medications, all out of their minds, Manchurian candidates being triggered to kill people. And people think that people like me are the crackpots, those that investigate these reports, those that actually are trying to authenticate no matter what the truth is, that have such a good pulse on what's going on. People like me know the next step of this government and this administration before they even take it. Watch and learn, America, how the President and Joe Biden, now through massive amounts of legislation and the compounding and fear-mongering of this event, not only will implement registration of guns, but take it to a whole new level. They're talking putting this at the United Nations, getting an independent third party outside of the United States, U.S. authority and state authority to govern that and digitize all of us in a Google Glass, psychotropic, drugged out MTV American Idol world. But they are now going to compound that with an even more authoritative police state and an environment where we're already being constantly videotaped. The Patriot Act already allows them to tap our cell phones, look into our databases, our computers, our Facebook, Twitter, social media accounts. But this will now all be conveniently packaged to protect you, to protect the American people who who can't even go on a run now. And after all, as the liberals like to tell me, Christopher, the children are dying. The children are dying. Well, what are you going to do now? What are you going to do now that bombs are the culprit? Are you going to start a war and launch a war on Home Depot? Are you going to ban fertilizer and ban ball bearings? Are you going to target Nike? Are you going to get rid of running shoes? Are you going to ban marathons? Are you going to ban marathoners? Are you going to end events and end fun? Are you going to confiscate and ban fun? Because you can't do anything in these types of events. And the cold hard facts and truth is we are lucky and have been lucky that more of these events tragically have not happened. That we don't see this on a regular basis like Iraq or Afghanistan. That we are helping to perpetrate. That we are helping to and are drone striking. Just like President Barack Obama murdered Anwar al-Awlaki, bypassing Congress, habeas corpus, the right to a fair trial, the same person, by the way, that dined at the Pentagon months before he was murdered by the Obama administration. This is the same government that still has Gitmo open today, that still won't give these people a hearing, a trial, hunger strikes going on in Gitmo. These people would rather kill themselves because they know they can't even get a court appearance. They can't get any of this. This is what America has come to today. It is all about leveraging fear, leveraging the terror alert. You know, call Janet Napolitano, tattletale on your neighbor if you see anything suspicious. And what comes after gun registration and this authoritarian UN control, or however they push it, which is providing a smokescreen for the collapse of Europe, the euro, the gold collapse that we saw yesterday. Everybody, maybe some of you didn't even pick up on that. The markets got crushed. They were getting crushed before the bombs even went off yesterday. Gold sold off more dramatically than it has, largest percentage point drop in 20 years. Stock market got crushed. The Fed has indicated they're going to lay up on the easing maybe a little bit, so the big players are getting out. Just like in 2008, they create the bubble, they make it as big as possible, fast and quick money for the big money hedge funds and Wall Street criminals, and then they take it and they turn it and they destroy everything. Yet the liberals say, well, you know, the facts change, Christopher, things change. There's a reason Obama had to, do the bailouts. He couldn't help it. It was left over from Bush. No, President Barack Obama isn't any different from Bush. These people are the problem. There is a much larger perspective. There is a moral perspective. There is a spiritual perspective to all of this. We are fighting two opposing forces of good and evil. Light, righteousness, darkness, and evil. The yin and the yang. I talk about this all the time. This is in the consciousness of every American today. This is in the human mind. You're the terrorist now, America. You're the terrorist, the American patriot, the survivalist. Notice how this occurred yesterday on Patriots' Day, the remembrance and the celebration of our first battles at Lexington and Concord during the American and launch of the American Revolutionary War. You are the enemy now, and they want everything. President Barack Obama will use high-powered rifles, AK-47s, and guns to protect his beautiful wife and his 2 children, but you can't have them. Mayor Bloomberg will have his thugs out on the streets beating you to a pulp, taking advantage of you Occupy Wall Street dirty, smelly hippies. He'll beat you to a pulp. He'll arm his guards, but you can't have those same weapons because these people are a level higher than you. They have a different status, as a caller wanted to tell me on the phone today. Yeah, they have a status. I'll agree with that. They are kings. They are aristocrats. And this country wasn't set up that way. This country was set up on the idea. George Washington had the opportunity to be a king. This country was set up on the idea and premise that let's go kick some British scumbag ass. Because they are taking away not only our freedom, they are taxing us to infinity. And these rulers we don't want to be ruled by. That's what founded this country, baby. Aggression. That's what founded this country. Balls, brawn, guns. And whether you like it or not, it was founded under God. That's what this country was founded on. And to get rid of that, to say that's an archaic view of the world, oh, now we need an authoritarian George L. Orwell 1984 police state. Well, you know what? I got a message for. F you. F you. That's not the America I was born into. And it's the same thing our founding fathers would say. Let's go kick some British ass. Let's go kick some government ass. I'm Christopher Green. You've been watching Green Wave TV, alternative media television, and I just deliver the Daily Wave. Hard-hitting and in your face. I, for one, am unwilling to give up my liberty.